this out. The title of today's message is Feeding Your Faith versus Feeding Your Fear. And so when I think about fear, I think the acronym false evidence appearing real. And so these are the things that scare us, right? And so when I'm thinking about faith, this was the definition that I got. It said complete trust or confidence in someone or something. So I think of faith and fear, they're like our animals inside of us, right? And if you feed something long enough, it's gonna grow. So we always get to choose which one we want to feed. But I had a couple thoughts around feeding our faith versus feeding our fear. And so the first thing, oh yes, I forgot to say I have to get a shout out. So this was inspired actually from a conference that I went to a couple of weeks ago. It was amazing, but it's just because I've been in a place of struggle around just like I'm discovering what my purpose is, but now it's time for me to take action, and I have these super huge ginormous goals, and it's like sometimes I doubt myself, and maybe sometimes you doubt yourself, like opportunity knocks and you like, yeah, I don't even know if I can do this, like I don't even know if this is possible. So that's the space I'm in. So just one of the things that they said at the conference, and shout out to Ona Brown, it was the bomb. She said, feed your faith, not your fears. And so it was really powerful, and it was a turning point. And so I just wanted to talk about it. So the first thing was in terms of feeding your faith and not your fears is number one is you are not alone. Like we're not alone in this, right? So sometimes, that at least for myself, I find that it's like I feel like, hey, guess what? I'm the only one experiencing this. No one else struggles with fear. No one else struggles with self-doubt. But guess what? Other people do, right? Even successful ones. And so when I went to this conference, there's all these educated, brilliant, successful women. And it's like they struggle with this same thing, and it's like even still like they're doing it anyway, even though they have fear and they have doubt. And so I just want to remind you that even though sometimes it feels like we are alone and we're on an island, we're not. Like everybody struggles with this. We are all in this together. And so the second thing around faith and fear is that, sometimes you say, I believe it when I see it. But it's the other way around, actually, right? When we're talking about faith, we have to, if we see it in our mind, then it's totally freaking possible. I'll see it, just because I see it, I believe it, right? And so, my dad and I, we were talking the other day, and I was telling him, I was like, like I'm hitting a wall here or whatever. And he was like, one of the things I want you to think about is faith is hope in action. Like I'm taking moves and I'm taking steps because I already see it in my mind. Like nobody else has to see this but me. And so because I believe that this is a possibility for me, I'm gonna take steps because I already see it. Like it's already here in my mind. That's enough. It's already done. So, it's not so much seeing it right in front of us. It's us seeing it in our mind. Even though it may not be here yet, we know that it's possible, right? And so the third thing was that you deserve it and you worthy of whatever that opportunity is, whatever that, you say you deserve a good man, you deserve a good woman, you deserve whatever job that is, and whatever opportunity it is, you deserve it and you're worthy. So one of the things that I often struggle with, or I have struggled with, is that, that little voice come in, like the imposter syndrome. And so the imposter syndrome is when you get an opportunity and you say, well, I don't deserve to be here. You in the room, you say, I don't deserve this. I'm not worthy of this. And so actually we are, despite that, if you are in the room, it's because you deserve to be there. And so, one of the things that I often struggle with was that, I believe that because I struggle with worthiness and, I didn't believe that I was lovable. And so that played out in so many ways. I mean, it played out in so many ways. It played out in my relationships. It played out in just about everything because I didn't believe that I deserved to be loved. I didn't believe that I deserved to receive love. So therefore, I didn't know how to give it. All these things I wasn't able to set boundaries because I just felt like, honestly, I just felt like I wasn't lovable, and so my feelings didn't matter. So it just played out over and over because of that worthiness and deservingness. So I just want to tell you that you're deserving and you're worthy, because guess what? When we don't believe that we're deserving and worthy, it plays out in all the other areas in our life, because we'll self-sabotage because we don't believe we're capable of it or we can do it or all those things. And so, I just want to let you know that you are there because you deserve to be. And you are worthy, and all those things that you see in your mind and you say, this is the type of life I want, or these are the things I want. You deserve to have them just by you being you. And so lastly, the last thing was that we have to do our work. And so do our mental push-ups, baby. Because the mental push-ups, what it does, by us doing our work, we rewrite the narrative. So when I say rewrite the narrative, that little tape that sometimes plays in your head, and maybe it's just me. The little voice, the little self-doubt say, you can't do this. You're not enough. You don't deserve to be here. All that, by us doing our push-ups, our mental push-ups, and doing our work, we start to change the story. So I like to think of it like this. So in college, the second half of the season, sometimes I hit a slump, right? So a slump is when, you're not hitting any shots. And so that was my thing. I love to jack that thing. But yeah, so I was in a slump. And so even though I was in a slump and I would have some bad games back to back to back, what I would do in the meantime, off the court, I would be working on my jump shot. I'd be going to the gym. I'd be looking at tape. You know what I'm saying? I'd be staying in there doing what I gotta do. Working on my shot, working on my game, so that when the opportunity came, like, I would be ready for it. I would continue to get better. And so maybe the next game it was, it wasn't 3 for 20, it was 5 for 20. But because I was working on something in the background, it improved my confidence. So when we're doing the work and we're doing what we gotta do for ourselves to become the best version of ourselves, that changes the narrative. It changes the tape. We start to think differently. We start to believe that it's a possibility. And so we essentially disrupt our own patterns. So, am I the same person I was 2 years ago? No, because I've been doing my work. It's not perfect because it's an ongoing process. But by doing our work, we start to change the tape. We start to elevate. We start to expand, and we start to grow. So those are my tidbits, words of wisdom. Don't go another day feeding that fear. Feed your faith, right? So our 4 points for the day. Number 1, you're not alone in this. You are not alone. We all have fear. We're humans. But we just move anyway. We do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Secondly, faith is hope in action. If we see it in our brain, it's a possibility for us. You can have it. Thirdly, you are deserving and worthy of whatever that thing is that you want. You can have it. Whatever opportunity knocks at your door is coming to you because you absolutely 100% deserve it. And lastly, we have to do our mental push-ups. We have to do our work. Because by us doing our work, it builds confidence and we start to rewrite the story in our brain. So please subscribe. Please share. Because guess what, baby? It's all love. But it's the Dorky Jock signing off, baby. And I am out.